Hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today I just want to hop right into it. I want to talk about how decentering your mother unlocks a whole new level of power and confidence. So a little backstory about me. I've decentered my mother and I am no contact with my mother. Been no contact for going on, ew, I don't like the way this look. I've been no contact going on 4 years, and I noticed a power shift in a good way. So my decentering was subtle, and it went from low contact to no contact. It was difficult. I'm not going to say it was easy. I did not want to go no contact with my mother, which is why I was in low contact, because in my heart, I wanted her to change. I wanted her to be the mother that I so desired, the mother that I am to my daughter. And yeah, I went low contact and then no contact. So I want to say it was low contact for maybe like, it was a low contact for a long time. Probably without me even knowing it was low contact, maybe about like 5, 10 years, if that. And then when I knew the term low contact, I would say I noticed that it was 2 years. And then for the last 2 years, I've been no contact. I noticed each time that the contact changed, the power and confidence within me increased. The internal shift is noticeable, and at first, I didn't know what it was. And if you're going through this, you may not know what it is, right? I began feeling more confident with the decisions, not only with her and the others in my family, but with making different changes within my life. The confidence, the self awareness, it brings power. And I hear a lot about decentering men. When you decenter your mother, or when you go no contact with your mother and you're healed and still healing, you begin to decenter not only men but people. You stop caring what people think of you. You stop wondering if this person likes me. And so I noticed with that energy shift, people do not know how to take my energy, because I am aligned with my purpose. I am aligned with who I am supposed to be. I am teaching my daughter now to decenter me as her mother. Yes, you heard that right. I'm teaching her to respect me, right? I'm teaching her she knows to love me. But at the end of the day, I want her to do what's best for her. And again, still being respectful. I'm not raising her to be disrespectful, but I want her to not always look for me for that validation. I want her to validate herself. Do I clap for her? Absolutely. But you have to validate yourself. And so with going no contact with my mother, I learned to validate myself. I've learned and I'm excuse me, to learn to love myself more each and every day. You no longer care about what others think of you, how this may look. You no longer care about if someone walks away. Okay. So with that, it has been difficult for me to form friendships with some people. They cannot take the energy exchange between us. I am an INFJ, so INFJ tends to be a little bit intense. I did not know I was intense. My ex used to always say, my ex-husband used to say my eyes were intense. I still sometimes don't see it. But you begin to walk in your power, and it's not from a place of hate, right? A lot of people say, I don't need this person, I don't need it. I would love community, okay? I would love to have my mother be by my side. If she was healthy, absolutely. For people who have parents that are willing to do the work, go for it, because I didn't choose this path. This path chose me. And I'm listening, I am adhering, I am aligning. And so you end up, when you go no contact, when you come from a narcissistic family unit and you realize that your family's appearance was a facade. You realize that it was fake. You realize that performing for them, you were never going to win anyway, right? Once you come to that realization, the veil is lifted. Once that veil is lifted, you cannot unsee what's underneath the veil. You cannot unsee things or people that are fake in society. Like you can't unknow it anymore. Once you know it, your whole energy changes. Your lack of performance goes away. You don't know how to be anything different. You don't want to do the whole song and dance anymore on any type of level. You realize that the people that were your friends were a reflection of your dysfunctional family. You realize all they wanted to do was leech off of your energy because you have pure, authentic energy. You didn't know that you had this authentic energy because you were told all your life by your family that you were weird or you are difficult, you are opinionated. So when I say when you become the black sheep of the family, it is enlightening. At the same time, most people that are black sheeps, such as myself, we have pure intentions. Our heart has not become cold, and that's the difference. That and a lot of oftentimes they don't like that about you because you weathered storms, you've weathered heartbreak, you weathered betrayal, and you still have a pure heart. Now, don't get it twisted, don't get it effed up, okay? There is no getting over on the black sheep, scapegoat, whatever, truth seer, whatever term you want to use. You cannot play those type of games because we can see it, we recognize it, right? So we don't, that's the difference between a healed and awakened person versus the person that has been asleep. You know, and I mentioned community. I don't get me wrong, I want community. When I first got from underneath my mother and family, I was like, oh, I'm going to form my own family. Well, my friend, no, as I've stated in previous videos, it doesn't happen that easily because I am awakened and I know my strength and power. I know what I bring to the table. Most people aren't accepting or they're not in a place to be, at least the people I've experienced so far, thus far in this journey, in this lifetime, they are not there yet. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with interacting with people on a surface level at the store, you know, just, certain things, having conversation. But most people are not awakened to this level that I'm at. And it's taken years, probably decades to get where I am. The last 4 or 5 years, I've really honed into me as a person and decoded different things within my life. So when I say decentering your parent unlocks a whole new level of power, it sincerely does. It, and I had something else I wanted to say and it went away. Hold on. So that's what it was. There's a lot of talk about decentering men. So not only when you decenter your parent caregiver, especially the person who biologically gave you life, you not only decenter men, you decenter individuals, people, places of business, churches, people within churches, if whatever religion, it's like a trickle down effect. It's you decenter so many different social constructs in life. Religion. I was raised in a church, but it never sat right with me because it didn't make sense. Did not make sense. As a kid, I just remember like the pastor giving me like these looks, like kind of like lustful looks. And I'm like, how can you be a pastor? Right? And then you looking at me, and I'm a kid. Like at this time, I maybe was like a teenager, but I'm very shapely. So I've always questioned lots of different things. Not everything. Like I never questioned why I wanted to get married, but since deconstructing the different thought processes I've had throughout my life, I understand now. And that will probably be another topic for another video. But yeah, it's an enlightening feeling. It's a very light feeling, um, knowing that you have survived and you continue to survive, not only survive but thrive without the person that was supposed to be your person, your mother, your father. Like, so when a person that's not my family tries to even come at me sideways, sometimes I chuckle because you don't realize what I have gone through, what I'm going through, and I'm still here. And I be damned if I let an MFer come up in here in my life and play in my face. Period. Okay? Like I said, I would rather be alone. Okay? I'd rather be with my cats, my dogs, and if I don't have them, I don't have a dog. But if I don't have them, I'm okay with walking alone. From decentering my mother and family, I proudly walk to the beat of my own drum in every single way. Because the thought is, you're going to judge me anyway. I've never been liked by people, and then there are a group of people that like me, but then dislike me at the same time. And if you know, you know, because of who I am and what I bring. And I know, this was before I even knew who I was as a person. But now that I know who I am as a person, yeah, I am in this alone. And like I said, I'm teaching my daughter and my son. My son is grown to decenter people. Cause who the F are you? Who are you? Who are you? I'm not going to allow you to validate what I bring to the table. What you say, no, no. So there is light and positivity in decentering your mother. And again, this is not coming from a place of malice. This is not coming from, oh, F them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I still, if like I said, if I had a normal mom, listen, I would have a relationship with her. I would have a relationship with her. And that would be, I feel like, the beauty of it is still having a relationship with her and her respecting my boundaries and who I am as a person, right? And not walking around with a chip on my shoulder, because there are people that are still going through the grieving process of a parent, mom, dad, whomever, caregiver, and they're angry. Okay, I was angry, and I wanted to tell everyone. But see, the thing is, when you go through this process, this ain't for everybody. A lot of people are going to judge you right off the bat. Now, um, I don't tell people I'm no contact with my mother. Like, we'll just have a conversation. Like, one person, there was something that happened in my family a few months ago, and they had reached out to me, and they were like, "Oh, how's your mom? How's such and such? Da da da." And I, like, everybody's fine. I'm not going into that. Oh, I'm no da 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 da. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that because I know everybody is not able to receive that. Most people are not there. You're going to have people that say, oh, my mom passed away. I wish I could have this. They're not there yet. And guess what? I'm not going to be that person to explain it to you. I'm not going to be that person that's going to be like, oh, you don't understand. This person doesn't. No, no, no. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. So all of this to say is, when you descend to your mama or your caregiver, your daddy, it's rough. It is rough. I'm telling you, it's rough. And then sometimes I still will have moments I'm like, dang, I wish I had my mother I could call. And I think sometimes it's even worse when they're alive and you still know, like if you call, it's not going to be what you want it to be, right? They're not emotionally available. They're emotionally immature. Like you already know. So sometimes I think that makes it even worse. But I promise you, there is no hate in my heart. There is no malice in my heart toward my mother, toward anyone in my family. And again, I think that's what really bothers them. Um, but if you are on this journey, realize is you got this. Don't be hard on yourself. The holidays are coming up. Try to make the best of it. Do what you feel is right in your heart. Don't matter what nobody else think. That's another thing. When you dissent your mama and everybody else, you don't you think on your own. You think on your own. And there's another content creator that I love when she said, "Your certainty is your currency." Your Allison, that's her name. Your certainty is your currency, and I wholeheartedly believe it. It knocks people off. Like when you be like, yes, no. When you just like, let me think about it. No, this is what I said, and that's it. But anyway, I'm gonna bring it back. Decentering your mama, your daddy unlocks power. Okay, it knocks down the patriarchy. It like I said, on so many levels, it's awareness. It gives you freedom. That's the word. It gives you freedom and power. It You are sovereign. Like you that girl. You that girl. Okay? Um but yeah, that's all I got, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you no contact, low contact? If you are low contact, no contact, do you feel the power shift? How has it been? Have your friends fell off? Or I want to say faux friends because they were never friends. Let me know what y'all think. All right. Bye.